Hi, welcome to Sidewalk Talk. I'm Steve Fortunato, founder of Shovel the Sidewalk. We're a marketing firm in Buffalo, New York. We help small businesses, we help them with their advertising, building brands, and we specialize in authentic storytelling. Thus, we have this podcast called Sidewalk Talk, where we find leaders throughout Western New York, thought leaders, and we find out what makes them tick. We want to know their story, and this gives them the platform to tell their story. And today we have Katrena Avent from Ascend Float Spa. It's pretty cool stuff. Got the tour. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
What, just the basics, go for it. What is Ascend Float Spa? What is a float spa?
Ascend is the newest, largest float center in Buffalo. We have 4 float rooms, 1 float pod, and 3 wave rooms. So the difference is just the equipment. The pod is a 4-foot high, cozier float, and the wave rooms are 6-foot high, so a more spacious, open float room.
What does it do? What is floating? I mean, I know there's a lot. I went on your website. I saw for mind, for body, explain to me, walk us through the process of what someone does when they come here as a client.
So they come in with the expectation of, we don't know, just gonna.
Well, here comes one of your clients right now.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
Frank.
How was your float?
It's awesome.
Yes. Second float.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they build. So the second float's better than the first,
Oh
and
my God, yes.
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So Frank says that it went well. Frank, they can't hear you on the microphone, but I'll translate if you don't mind.
Okay.
This is we're kind of we're live on the air kind of here. So tell me what your second one. What did it help you with?
I'm an avid meditator, so.
So he's a
for me-
meditator.
Yeah. So for me to have breakthrough through my meditation.
Okay.
Helps with that.
So for Frank, it helps with his. It helps is what we were just talking
Yeah.
about. It helps with mind, right?
Okay.
So
it helps clear his mind.
Yeah.
Helps him to meditate.
It's a
He's big in the.
breakthrough on meditation. Some have said this is like an instant meditation. When you get in, it is just nothing. No lights, no sound, no touch. And that then enables someone to relax
Tune in, yeah.
and tune
Yeah, it's
into.
crazy.
Yeah. So really, we'll start with that, and thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. So we
Yeah.
start with if he walks by, don't trip.
Okay, am I good to go?
Yeah. Just don't.
Thank you.
There goes Frank. So so we'll start with that. So you go into. You have multiple options.
Yeah, so you have
Explain
your own
that.
private changing room, shower, and float room. So when you go in, we supply you with everything. The earplugs, the towels, the shampoo, conditioner, body wash. And there you will earplug in, shower off. Cool showers make it feel nice and warm. You get into the room and it's 10 inches of liquid magnesium sulfate. It's 1,200 pounds of Epsom salts,
Okay.
watered down with 200 gallons of water, and it's heated to skin temperature.
So what's the difference between that and I take a hot bath and put in Epsom salt?
The difference is it's 2,000 pounds, and you wouldn't have that in your bath. So what that creates is a buoyant, zero gravity environment. When you lay back, you just effortlessly float on top of that liquid magnesium. It's like liquid magnesium, and it is. And you're absorbing that. And magnesium is one of the 4 most abundant electrolytes in our body. We use it for relaxing our cardiac vessel, our blood vessel. Everything is just naturally relaxing while you're lying in that magnesium. So physical benefits are, our largest organ is our skin. We're exfoliated, we're glowing. Inside, our organs are relaxing and de-stressing. The inflammation is going down. I mean, we know this about Epsom salt, that it helps with pains and strains. We've been using it for hundreds of years. So 1 cup feels great, 2,000 cups feels amazing.
And so now we're on the physical side. So somebody is, you mentioned inflammation. Inflammation means pain.
Yeah.
So this helps with
Inflammation
pain.
and stress. Stress causes inflammation. So we're combating, life. And in this world, it is go, 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 do, do, do. This is the opposite of that. This is go to do nothing. And so it can reset you mentally, physically, spiritually. That's the holistic view of a person, is everything included in 60 minutes of nothing. And that's what my passion and purpose in life is to help people heal. And so as a nurse, that was my God-given gift, and this just did that in doing nothing. It's amazing.
All right, so you touched on your story, so we have to go to it now. So you are a nurse. You say I don't want to speak for you, but it sounds like you're saying your mission in life is to heal.
Yeah.
Is that what your mission in life is? So as a nurse,
it's a gift.
That's why you went into it, is to heal?
Yeah, just the purpose of my life was to heal. It's a gift that I was given, and so it wasn't something I always thought that's what I do. I thought I'd make donuts, shake fries. I didn't know. But yeah.
Okay, so donuts to being a nurse.
Well, yeah,
So-
since I was 5, I was always carrying an ace bandage in my backpack. There are stories from my grandmother where I'm trying to sneak on the bus. I'm visiting the nurse in 2nd grade, writing notes in crayon just to see her. So it was in there, but it took some time for me to actually commit to being there, until I was 20.
Was she a nurse? Was there's a medical involved in your family?
No.
No. Just
Just
that's
in
what
me.
you want.
Just
Okay.
in, yeah.
All right. So you grow up Western New York? Where'd you grow
Yeah,
up?
Buffalo,
Okay. High school out here?
Lancaster.
Okay, Lancaster High School.
Yeah.
All right. So then you say, I'm going to be a nurse because you want to heal. So you're a nurse.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is a little bit different. Why did you open this business? Why did you start this?
Well, when I experienced floating personally, like I said, it was the ultimate healing for the whole person, the mind, the body, and the spirit, in 60 minutes of nothing.
And so you experienced it and you said...
We need this for our community. We need it bigger, and that creates availability. We need it accessible for people with maybe a disability or a limited mobility, and cleanliness is key.
Yeah, expand. I know we were talking off air about for me, that's important.
Yeah, and it's, it
tell
is
me
for
about
me.
it.
So, there's always that thought, you're going in there after someone. Well, this sanitation in these rooms is spot on. We had a neuroscientist, Dr. Justin Feinstein, come here and float. That was awesome, June 21st. And he looked at everything and said, yes, you guys are doing exactly what needs to be thought of in float rooms. So the idea is, you get into that room, all the air is new. So you're getting that cabin that has been freshly sanitized with ozone and a peroxide, which is like a chlorine, so it sanitizes the water. And then the filtration system that's running 24/7 is 2 micron filters and UV light. So there's 0 microns in that water. It's immaculate and kept that way by, frequent testing and monitoring. And so other thoughts of cleanliness just as a whole picture, and it's small, but touchless faucets, we have those in our restrooms. We have antimicrobial doorknobs. So maybe a little OCD and a little sanitary, but I think that's very important in this therapy.
Well, you're a nurse too.
Yeah.
So that would be why you think of those things.
Right.
All right. So you have 4, we call them floats.
Yeah.
Is that what we call them?
4 float
floats. Explain the difference between different. There was one that was higher, so you're not as claustrophobic. Explain that.
So the wave rooms, that's just the name of the equipment. There's 3 of them, and they're a glass door that you open, and they're 6 feet high, 5 feet by 9, so very spacious. And the float pod is also spacious. It's the same 5 by 9, though its limited height is 4 foot, and you close a lid, which ultimately creates a very cozy, soundproof environment. And so people, I call them pod people, they prefer that very quiet, sensory deprived environment.
And there are some people, like that's why they have open MRIs, that they don't like that claustrophobic feel.
Yeah.
That's why you have...
And the first float, you don't know what to expect, and so I usually encourage people to do the wave rooms. There's 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3, and that way you get a feel. Once you've turned that light off, you could be floating in anything.
So, okay, talk to me about some of we just heard a success story from Frank, right? It helped him with his mind.
Yeah.
Tell us some other people. You've only been open at the beginning of 2019.
Yeah, we just opened this year,
Yeah,
so we're brand new. But yeah, I've had really good testimony from a woman who had a back surgery, a fusion, 37 years ago, and so she was somewhat hunched over most of the time, and when she came to float, it allowed, in that zero gravity environment, her back to just open and relax, and she came out in tears of joy in the pain relief that she hasn't had in 37 years, and she floated every single week and has since we've opened.
I think what happens a lot of times for people in pain, chronic pain, which is awful, and you understand why they go to the opiates sometimes. You're in so much pain. If you say,
right,
this hurts so much, just cut my head off and the pain will go away. You do anything to get rid of the pain. But often what the brain, this is what I'm learning, often what the brain does, you just live with the pain, and you don't know you're in so much pain until it's gone. You're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Wow.
So it's probably what she experienced.
Amen.
Right?
That's like my words verbatim, because we don't even realize that we're in pain until we're not in pain anymore, and that's an amazing feeling when you can just stretch when you come out and move better and feel better. Another woman, she came in and was floating a couple times a week for migraines. She had taken shots, medications, a lot of different remedies. She's in her older age or younger age of 75, and she got relief from floating from her migraines. It's magnesium. They give this magnesium IV in the hospitals to stop migraines, preterm labor. So if it can stop those muscle contractions, I mean, it's a powerful electrolyte. We need it in our bodies, and this just gives it to you in that 60-minute float.
So the magnesium, obviously, it matters. What about, I mean, to me, it's like is the zero gravity part. Explain what that does. What does that do for the body? What does that do for somebody? Well,
it allows someone to get in and stretch beyond the normal. If you're on a floor, you have an extra 10 inches beyond the floor.
What do you mean?
You're floating on top of 10 inches of liquid magnesium. So when you stretch beyond the floor. There's nothing behind you to stop that stretch. And the whole spine is decompressing in that zero gravity environment. You're just lying in it. So you can stretch and move in a way that's impossible on the ground or a bed, even standing, because gravity's pushing down on us. This is no gravity. You feel just weightless.
Right. So sometimes you're on your feet all day. That person's working. Other people are at their desk doing this all day, right? So, but we're talking about that person on their feet, and maybe they don't have any conditions.
Right.
But they're on their feet all day. When you're on your feet, it can put the pressure on your spine, on your hips, on your knees, right? So I would assume, what I'm trying to think of is who could use this? And to me, it's like everybody.
Right.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
It is hard to just pick one type because it just benefits so many things. I mean, it benefits you as a whole. So, some people come in for the pain relief, the migraines, the stretching. I mean, I have a great story. A woman, she was going to have shoulder surgery, and so she comes in and she stretches. She's a fitness instructor, so she's in there on a mission to basically self-recover and get mobility, and she has. She's gained range of motion up and back, and more than people have come to me and said, I've gone back to my physical therapist, I've gone back to my car, and they've said, there's a difference. There's a difference in your mobility. There's a physical change that's happening to people while they're floating.
That's pretty cool. And now you said she was a physical therapist?
She's a fitness instructor.
She's a fitness instructor. So they kind of have a clue of what they're doing. So when she was in there, she was physically actually stretching more, or did she just let it take itself?
I don't know, because I'm not in there. I just have, an idea that she has said what it has done for her. So how she got there, I'm assuming she does like I recommend most people. They get in the first 5 minutes and just stretch every which way, move everything. People get in and say they're like a minnow or like a mermaid, and their whole spine and back can just relax and kind of self-adjust in there. So that's what she's, doing her range of motion and working that joint to a point that she doesn't need the surgery anymore.
She doesn't need the surgery.
No.
That's pretty cool. So, all right, let's talk about business itself. A lot of people, we go to different networking meetings, we meet other people, we talk to them about business. You weren't in business before.
No.
You were a nurse, and now you are a business owner.
Yeah, I
What
guess
is
I
the-
am,
Yeah,
right.
yes, no, you are.
I am.
Yeah, you are. So how has that transition been, and what have you learned from it?
The transitioning from the community nurse that I was is still on the forefront of this business. My passion is that this just facilitates others to heal themselves with me just here kind of guiding them into their own self-care. And just, it's opened my eyes to a lot of self-care personally and connected me with some people that are networking in business, and I think that is just what is great about small businesses. It's in this area, or I would assume other places, they just come alongside. The community just kind of, they come, they have a great experience, they explain it to their neighbors and to their friends, and it was everything I would hope that this community would pour out to be has really transpired. So
how about on the crunching numbers side? Do you like that stuff? Would you recommend people that, like I always recommend, if you don't like it, make sure you have someone you can trust to handle it for you,
right? And I do.
Is that what you do?
I do. Yeah, I do like numbers, but I do trust my business partner in handling all the numbers, and that works really well. I think you need a team. One person can't do everything, and that's something you just have to learn yourself, and you can't control everything. You have to find people to come alongside you that can build your business up, whether it's marketing, you have no idea, or banking, you have no idea. It's really takes an effort of many components to putting it together. It's one thing to have the drive, but it doesn't always just work out like that. You need more.
I hear you. 1 year in, is there a mistake that you made that someone else could learn from to make sure they don't make that mistake, or have you been, and they've been small enough that they're not crushing you?
I can't speak much on the business. I just think in my head is I would epoxy the whole room. This salt is corrosive, so it would have been like, wall to floor epoxy, but that's just specific to this industry, All
right, so so someone wants to, if you want to check this place out, you go online. It is ascendfloatspa.com.
Yep.
Why did you name it Ascend?
It was an A. Both my kids are A's. I like A, and it just, to me, was like an elevation for the person. So you're ascending up in your perception, your perspective, your character, your body. You're just elevated in life, and 60 minutes of nothing. So
60 minutes of nothing. Love it. A lot of opportunity. There's four different ones. You have a lot of variety, or you have a lot of, what I mean by variety, there's a lot of different times. It's sometimes it's easier to get in here, correct? I can find a spot.
The accessibility is that we're 7 days, 9 to 9.
Yeah, right.
So with that time, you can find out of those times a time for you today.
All right, Katrena event, Ascend Floating Spa on Sheridan Drive, Williamsville, Clarence. It's more Clarence than Williamsville. AscendFloatSpa.com. Check it out. It's pretty cool. You can check out any of our Sidewalk Talk podcasts. You can go to your favorite, whatever it is, however you download your podcast, but you can also check out all the videos right on our website, shovelthesidewalk.com. You can see any of the podcasts we've conducted in the past and will in the future. So I appreciate
Thank you.
Congratulations on your business.
Thank you.
Thanks for opening up, sharing your story with everybody out there. So until next time, this is it for this edition of Sidewalk Talk.